pants on. She said, "What's wrong?" They shushed her and gestured toward the wall. Each student dormitory incorporated at least one faculty apartment where the head of the dorm lived, sometimes with a family. Mr. B's apartment was right there, they warned. Her voice through the wall would bring him in, blazing. He would catch her, she realized, after hours in a male dorm with 2 undressed seniors on a bed. Suspension. Shame. Her parents' shame. College. There was a moment while she waited for the one who had called to tell her how she could help him. He pressed her down. When his roommate did this too, she understood that she could not lift these men and would have to purchase her release a different way. 4 hands on her, she said. Just don't have sex with me. Instead, they took turns laying their hips across her face. Their cocks penetrated her throat past the pharynx and poked the soft back of her esophagus, so she had to concentrate to breathe. The repeated laryngeal spasms in her throat, the gag reflex, caused her throat to narrow and grip their dicks rhythmically. Someone unbuttoned her jeans and stuck his fingers inside her. When they were finished, she climbed out the window and walked back to her own dorm, keeping to campus roads this time. There were 2 security guards who patrolled the grounds in a white Jeep. The kids called them Murph and Sarge, and they saw everything. But they did not see her. She found the door as she'd left it, gently ajar. After a long shower, she slept. This happened in the fall of my junior year in high school, when I was, as we said, using the English terms, a 5th former at St. Paul's School in Concord, New Hampshire. I have told this story, or some version of it, dozens of times since then. I have told it to parents and friends and therapists and boyfriends and lawyers and strangers. I have been recorded telling it to detectives. I have written it in fictionalized form, work that took years and went nowhere. I have gone years in new cities not telling it at all. It's not a remarkable story. In fact, it's ordinary. A sexual assault at a New England boarding school. A boarding school. I was assaulted in privilege. I have survived in privilege. What interests me is not what happened. I remember. I have always remembered. What interests me is the near impossibility of telling what happened in a way that discharges its power. I like to imagine there was a moment, maybe immediately afterward, when my sneakers hit the sandy soil beneath their window and I was free to go, when I might have grabbed the incident by the tail and whipped it around to face me so I could see exactly what was in its eyes. I had a therapist once, in my early 20s, who suggested that I might describe the event to her and then never tell it again, positing a future in which I would have no use for it, which is a way of saying that the assault would have no use for me. She was talking about moving on. I was still mired in the search for remedy. A note on terms. It took a very long time to find the right name for what happened to me. I was too stunned to think rape when I pleaded with them not to have sex with me, though rape, in the traditional sense, was precisely what I meant to avoid. I had been raised to believe that by every metric, the most serious thing a girl could do was have a penis in her vagina. Not even Mary, the mother of Jesus, had done that. Certainly I had not. It had not occurred to me what else these 2 boys might do. Rape was serious, and I thought, and wanted to think, that what happened to me didn't really count. I did not understand how the boys' violation was of me, rather than only a part of me. I did not understand that self-esteem and safety weren't held like treasure between a girl's legs, but could be plundered in other ways. This conclusion was neatly congruent with my sense of my body, and in particular with a wordless marrow urgency that pulsed, in those first days, with forgetting all about it. I had no purchase even on a name. For years thereafter, I envied the monosyllabic force of the word rape. Say rape, and people get it. People know the telos of the encounter, intercourse, and the nature of the exchange, non-consensual. Whereas I had no label. I did not think rape